Hello, this is the week before spring break, so I have a lot of tests, so I can't really do any more videos than this one little short one. And for those of you who do not live in the United States, spring break is this thing that we do in the United States where basically colleges and K-12 take a week off in March. The teachers don't, though. The people who actually work at the school, they may get some days off, but they literally spend spring break doing administrative stuff while the students get to stay home. So next week's spring break, I'm probably going to release mini videos, hopefully. This is about something that I think that our culture had more familiarity with, mainly because I hear a whole lot of, false dichotomies, a whole lot of either this or that. An example would be like this conservative businessman. Someone says something like, well, money shouldn't be everything in a business. And he's like, well, you can go ahead and not care about money and go sleep under a bridge. Some extreme like that, which is of course very absurd. But the thing is, I don't think he understands golden mean. And golden mean was invented by Aristotle, from as far as I can gather. And it basically states that a virtue, or virtues in general, are averages. They're means between a deficiency and an excess. So courage is a virtue, and courage is a mean or average between the excess of recklessness and the deficiency of cowardice. Charity, generosity, is a virtue. That's an average between the excess of extravagance and the deficiency of stinginess. Honesty is a virtue which is in between the excess of brutal honesty and the deficiency of lying. So basically we should really think in terms of like the happy middle between two extremes. That perhaps virtue in general is just a matter of these balancing, of not going to the extremes and finding the happy middle between the deficiency and the excess. And I think for any virtue you can probably think of that like pride. A lot of people don't consider pride a virtue. Maybe this is I was really in Ayn Rand for a while, and I think a whole lot of Ayn Rand is still in the noggin in terms of how I think. So like pride, the virtue of pride. The virtue of pride, which is on Rand's list, and I think really is a virtue, is a golden mean between the excess of arrogance and the deficiency of a low self-esteem. See, that's the thing. Pride is not arrogance. Pride is not boasting either. Pride is not a matter of getting a really big truck. Sorry if that offends people with big trucks. I'm just not a big fan of big trucks. So my dad has a big truck, and I don't know. He might just think it's cool. So that might just be my. So not all people with big trucks are bad. Just I have a suspicion of that people with big trucks might be on the low self-esteem end. And that's another thing too. Pride is a happy medium, because with the deficiency of low self-esteem may come the outward vice of arrogance. That's another way too of thinking of the golden mean, is that falling from the golden mean falls into vice. So vices come in terms of deficiencies and excess. So the way to get out of vice, or to avoid vice, is simply to do more or less of the vice. So let's say when it comes to sexuality, you have the vice of lust. You can come to the if you just bring that down a level to the virtue of, I don't know what the virtue would be. Yeah, our society is so sexually repressed that we don't even have a virtue for sexuality. So I'll just have to make up a word like responsible sexual attraction or responsible sexual conduct. So you just have to tone down the lust, because it's an excess, down to that. And I suppose the deficiency would be sexual repression. Sexual repression I would view as a vice. Most definitely. It's very extreme. So if you suffer from sexual repression, which is a vice, you need to add lust. Just enough you need to do more of sexuality to where you can get to the virtue of appropriate sexual behavior and attraction. You get to that good golden mean. So yeah, basically, we should think of golden means so that we don't get stuck in these black and white false dichotomies, and so that we can come to a better understanding of virtue.